Hey everybody, this is Shakuras here, and welcome to another commentary by me here on Shakuras Plateau. And I'm going to be bringing you guys another game of Liquid Huck because I just love this guy, and a new replay pack came out with him and TLO. I'm going to be doing a couple of the TLO games too, but expect to see a Huck game or two first. But anyway, I have Liquid Huck here up in the top right position of Shattered Temple against Charming as our Zerg player in the top left here. Now, I haven't watched this replay yet. I mean, I literally just downloaded the pack like right now, and hopefully these are going to be some pretty good replays. I want to see Huck get a couple of wins against Zerg, because seeing as how I'm having trouble with them myself, I would love to learn from the master here as we see 9 pylon and a pylon actually right down here at the bottom of the ramp. So I'm going to guess a Forge Fast Expand from Liquid Huck here. This is pretty much where you probably the best place you can put it there. And if anybody's up and current with the new patch here, you can actually see that it's this is on an older patch there with the 7.5 radius for the pylon instead of the 6.5, making this considerably easier to wall off on this this whole ramp here with just one pylon. But Huck goes and scouts the side positions first, just running around with his hero probe here, definitely gonna harass with this thing. Interrupt mining time, maybe hit some drones here, but it looks like our Zerg is probably going to go for expansion first, seeing as how he hasn't got the pool down now. Oh, no, and he changes his mind, goes down for a 15 pool, goes down to 14 food after putting down that pool, of course, and Huck is just going to get his probe, sees what he wants to see, no gas in the spawning pool first, going to go hang out, steal some minerals from the natural, and just wait and see when that Zerg expands. Now, Huck is actually going to go, oh my god, he's going to go Nexus first on Shakuras Plateau in these positions. So this is a pretty gutsy move by Huck. I mean, I'd expect to see the Forge go down at any moment now as soon as he gets 150 minerals, because, I mean, he knows that this pool goes down. This is going to be a pretty interesting game, but, I mean, because I'm an idiot and I don't take down the counter for the time. Everybody knows that this is a pretty long game. So we all know he's going to survive the early pressure if there is any. But anyway, the Forge goes down. Another pylon goes down. Continues making probes. This is a very economic build from Liquid Huck here. He's going to be playing Sim StarCraft for a little while there. But this probe, of course, just harassing down here, not letting Charming get this hatchery down as long as he can. I mean, just look at Huck just clicking around here with an average of 200 APM right now in this mid-game, and that's just from running that probe around all the time. Oh, denies it one last time before he goes and gets the hell out of dodge from those Zerglings. 4 Zerglings out on the field, I believe. Yep, just 4 for our Zerg player Charming, as the gateway and a photon cannon is down for Huck at his front gate. Now, these Zerglings are probably going to get there right as this cannon finishes, or right before the cannon finishes, so it should hold off these 2 Zerglings. Puts a probe there just so that he can't get the run by. But it looks like the Zerglings are just going to want to run and get to safety before anything happens here, and this cannon can kill them. So Overlord here knows he's safe, just scouting on the base there, because Huck obviously just has probes right now. But he's got an advantage in drones over the Zerg player, which is really impressive. I actually really like this. Getting the Roach Warren down here. So I'd expect to see some kind of a attempted Roach bust from our Zerg player. So getting his Zealot to finish the wall off. Cybernetics Core going down here on the low ground. And then pretty much this is where Huck has to build everything, because he doesn't have any pylons up here. He's just concentrating on economy right now. So main base is fully saturated. Starting to saturate the natural there. I'm surprised he didn't transfer any probes over, but I suppose he really doesn't need to. Just going to work on saturation over here on its own. But yeah, if this we've got 6 roaches out on the field coming out from the Zerg player, this is going to be pretty devastating here, because this is before the sentry build time was decreased. So sentry's going to be a little bit harder to get out, but another pylon going down, gateway going out with this really awesome pylon place, and able to place a gateway up here. But Huck's not going to get warp gate done by the time these roaches get here, and here they come. He's only going to have 1 sentry, and maybe 2 if he just uses Chrono Boost completely on there. But Huck's going to get his sentry up there to go take out that Overlord, and these roaches are going to come here. He needs the sentry back down at the bottom of the ramp immediately, or else he's just going to get raffle stomped by these roaches. Oh no, and the roaches go in. They're going to be targeting the cannon. Huck lays out another photon cannon. The Zealot not going to let anything come through, but this is a lot of roaches and lings here, and force field, perfect force field down from Liquid Huck. His 2 sentries have to sit back. He's going to wall in with another pylon, because this one's going to go out. It's going to take out Good force fields from Huck, and it looks like he might be able to hold this off with just 2 sentries, maybe? I'm not sure, but Huck definitely able to keep his wall in here, and it looks like this Zerg player is just going to try and throw as much at him as possible. The Forge goes down. Probes have to go into the fight there, but 2 cannons come up for Liquid Huck here, and as long as these probes can distract, and more probes coming off of the main base, and Huck loses pretty much everything in his natural here, but these probes are going to be able to hold off this attack, taking out a bunch of Zerglings, and Huck down to 14 probes right now. So this Zerg actually got the advantage out of this whole fight. A few more, another sentry popping out for Liquid Huck out of this gateway in a second. Warp gate almost done. He's only got the 2 gateways. He has like hardly any probes left. And there's the danger of these roaches and lings here. But they're not going to be able to do too much more now that there's 3 photon cannons and 4 sentries here are going to be able to hold them off there. Huck going to push out a little bit, get a little pressure. But this Zerg is just going to be droning up like crazy from here on out, because now he knows he has the advantage, getting to kill off all those probes. But you know what? A Protoss can rebuild pretty quickly too, so we'll see exactly how Huck is able to stay in this game. I'm really interested to see, because I've lost to that quite a few times. But his force fields were just plain perfect, putting down the pylons to get the wall-offs. Lost his forge, but you know what? I mean, he got those cannons down before it died, so it was just a really, really, really good hold from Huck. As we see here, and we'll look at the income tab. He's still pretty far behind, but he's catching up pretty well. I mean, he's only 1 harvester behind the Zerg, so I mean, he's doing a really, really good job of keeping it caught up. Of course, mining from his natural, where there's more minerals and everything, was his main base, is staying as full for as long as possible. I'd like to see what kind of tech path he goes with after having lost so much, and clearly this Zerg is a little bit scared, because he's putting up 3 spine crawlers here without really Huck having much of a threat to deal to the Zerg. I mean, this is maybe a little bit overly defensive at this point in the game. Probably could have used those 300 minerals to get another base and been pretty safe, because there's no more extra gateways going down. Hallucination is actually going down for Huck now, so probably going to scout with a couple of hallucinated phoenixes. As we look at the income tab there now, Huck and still keeping up pretty good. Only 3 probes behind. I mean, as Zerg, you really want to be a lot further ahead, but let's see here. We got 3 more gateways, 5 gateways, and a Twilight Council now going down for Liquid Huck. So maybe a little bit of Blink Stalker pressure. Maybe DTs would also be pretty good in this situation, where he's behind and he needs to get his advantage again, because this Zerg is really starting to just power drone, and he's surging ahead in economy. I'd expect to see a 3rd base anywhere within the next couple of minutes. Right down here, or right here, is pretty easy to defend his Zerg. Gets the creep spread out there. Definitely starting to even out here. There goes that hallucinated phoenix, like I said. Gonna go see what Huck can see. Just kind of hang out with him. See in the protection tab, a Robo Bay going down for Huck, and Blink is being researched. So this is pretty cool. Baneling Nest down for the Zerg. And see here, Pneumatized Carapace. Oh, he's going to go for Baneling drops. Got Roach speed going down. Finally getting Zergling speed. But these Baneling drops are going to be really good for harassment. Definitely going to try and... Well, the Zerg is definitely going to try and get an economic advantage again. In the sense of being able to drop Huck and kill off a bunch of probes, or even use it to drop it on his main army when he finally goes to engage. But an Immortal coming out for Liquid Huck now. Lots and lots of minerals for our Zerg, and there's that 3rd base. Huck gonna push out with 5 Blink Stalkers, trying to just make this Zerg build units instead of drones, but the Zerg's already starting to just build and build and build units. He's gearing up for a huge attack, I would say. Observer going to come out for Huck now. 1 Immortal, bunch of sentries back at the home base, and the Stalker's just going to poke in, see that Spinecrawler wall, and back off. Going to take the watchtowers. Make sure he knows when anything's coming, but Charming is actually pushing out with some roaches. He's going to go secure the watchtowers himself. Let's see how good Huck's control is. He's going to go and save, maybe save 1 Stalker. No, I think the Stalker's going to go down, but he's going to pull back his other 3 Stalkers, knowing that they are not safe, and get them back to home base as quick as possible. A few more Stalkers coming out. He's actually probably going to engage here, and smartly Charming backs off seeing that there's about an even number of stalkers here. But Huck now going to take his third in this natural third here. I know I see a lot of other players take like the whole side of their map, but this is a pretty good third to take too, because your army's pretty much centered in this location, and you don't have to worry about really any backdoors of your main base. But there is this backdoor here. They move the rocks from the back of your base over to this ramp when they reconfigure the map here. Observer going to go in and check out everything. Huck rebuilding his forge, because the Zerg is working on +1/+1 right now, and Huck is going to be behind on upgrades, and he does not want to be here or be there when that happens. And keeping on pumping out immortals. Is there a Robo Bay down? No Robo Bay down yet, so he's not going to go for Colossi quite yet, which is okay because this is a pretty roach heavy composition. And Zerg is actually going to be taking his fourth base now, really starting to bank in some minerals, but that's pretty much Zerg for you, not being able to spend efficiently with the larva mechanic. But it is the mechanics of the race. What are you going to do? So these guys keeping their APMs up. Yeah, definitely some impressive stuff going on here. Let's see here. Gonna go protect this natural here. I just realized I'm on TeamSpeak right now, and I could be, whenever I press down my middle mouse key to kind of just scroll around the map with that, I'm actually talking to the empty room in TeamSpeak, and I don't know if anybody would have popped in or not. But yeah, see, here we go. I knew that the Baneling drop's going to come. He's going to actually mix him with his main army and try and contain the Protoss, and at the same time drop the Banelings on his army, and it pretty much just devastates everything. It's pretty bad. It sucks. 32 Zerglings coming out for the Zerg, which is, this is how he's going to be containing the Protoss army. 2/2 coming up, +1 armor coming out for Huck, and the Hive now going down for our Zerg player. Bunch of Banelings, 32 Banelings morphing. As Artosis would say, this is so many Banelings, and they're gonna all be loaded up into these overlords, and this could be really, really bad for Huck if he doesn't play this out just perfectly. I mean, he has Blink on the Stalkers, which will give him an advantage in this, but there's just so many ground forces that he won't be able to blink away and take out the overlords. I mean, look at this. This is so many Banelings in these overlords. Huck, I think, really needs Colossi soon, and he's getting that Robo Bay out now. Starting to get the gas at his third base. I mean, he's really banking gas, but there's not a lot to spend gas on yet. Once he gets his Robo Bay, maybe a second robotics facility to start pumping out Colossi as fast as possible, would be good. Charming's starting to spread overlords to cover up bases here. Huck is just continuing. There goes the extra robo facility. He's going to start pumping out Colossus any minute now, I'm sure. Could definitely afford 2 robo facilities right now. The range upgrade now coming for Huck. And just this, oh my god. They're just Banelings everywhere. Everywhere. Speedling's going to go get out in front. And I just, holy crap, the Banelings. Changeling going to be coming out for our Zerg player. Going to go try and see if he can't find anything. And Huck actually sees some Banelings loading into those overlords. So Huck is going to be privy to this Zerg strategy. He's going to see, I mean, he should see a whole bunch of Zerg overlords moving with the Zerg's army and kind of get the hint anyway. But just seeing that like that is actually really, really huge. He's going to be able to do a lot. And looks like an overlord actually flew over here, thought maybe it was full of Banelings. Huck pulled off a whole bunch of probes there to try and save them, but a little bit of an overreaction. But you know what? I would do the same thing in his situation, having seen the Baneling drops getting loaded